Hello there. I just saw Nobody, and I actually think it's better than John Wick, in my personal opinion.
That's right. I'm about to monologue, son.
Okay, why I think this is better than John Wick, I actually prefer the fact that it's a slow burn. I like how it slowly builds you to the action. It builds on the monotony of his life. So you see how he's getting tired of it. It honestly, when I first started seeing the day in, day out of his life, it just reminded me of the Con Air line that Steve Buscemi says about when he's talking to Nicolas Cage, basically saying, working day in, day out for 50 years, doing the same job over and over. Now that's insanity. And it literally looks insane. Imagine doing that over and over and over again, same exact routine. I was like, this is just crazy. How does he not go nuts? So I actually do like the fact that it builds upon that. And it's so slow, honestly, because it used it to its advantage. The movie feels far longer than it really is because they spend so much time in the beginning trying to show you the monotony of his life. And then when it finally starts to go more fast-paced, well, that's actually when the action starts taking place. So I actually did enjoy that. I preferred that over, well, the normal, you killed my dog, now I'm going to kill everyone else. I did prefer this. I kind of did not like the narration, but at the same time, I did enjoy the narration. It was very, very limited in their usage. Sometimes I prefer it when they kind of do it throughout, like with Dexter, or it's like just to introduce him at the beginning. But here it was sporadic. It kind of trailed off at the end, but I did like one of the lines where he's basically, so you know what's going on in his head. It doesn't look serious. He just looks deadpanned because he's supposed to look like the everyday man. But in his head, he's like, oh, please open the door, let these people in. So I actually did enjoy it like there, so you could at least know what's going on in his head instead of having to act it out, since he's supposed to be an actor in his real life, pretending to be someone he's not. I like the fact that they utilized it to show what's really going on in his head, since they're not going to show it in his face. They did kind of do that later on with Christopher Lloyd's character when he's told that he might be hunted. Christopher Lloyd kind of gets a smile on his face. So I actually did enjoy it there because it was like, oh my gosh, is Christopher Lloyd actually going to get into it? Is he actually going to do something awesome? Is he now going to get his own action movie? Which I would love. It'd be about time. Yeah. So I did enjoy it. I mean, I praise the slow burn. I'm sure a lot of people have issues with it because a lot of people prefer the fast pace, Michael Bay type explosions immediately type thing, but I do like the build of the whole thing. I kind of felt like it was going to go the John Wick route when he's basically searching for the kitty cat bracelet. I was thinking that was going to be his dog, his dead dog. It was going to be the kitty cat bracelet. He was going to be everyone down just to get access to that. Of course, it was kind of just a throwaway thing to add in there till it actually got on track. It was kind of one of those bait and switches. It showed you that to make you think that's what it's about, only to show you it's like, yeah, that's just a coincidence. The fact that was there, it kind of it led him to the inciting incident that led to everyone wanting to kill him. So I did enjoy that. It wasn't the same exact thing done over again, which in my preference, I was like, okay, I prefer this over that because of the monotony of his life. He wanted action. He was eager to go out hunting someone for a kitty cat bracelet. He didn't even bother searching the house. He just immediately went for it. So I do prefer it for that. I did enjoy the fact that there's like a family dynamic. I did enjoy that. This will be a spoiler, basically. Basically, I guess everything could be because everyone has different opinions on spoilers. He's basically got a brother who is battling indoors with a sniper. There was one scene where he's aiming down the scope, which I had an issue with, mainly because he's indoors and he's using like a serious magnification on that sniper. I understood when he was sniping people outside, but as soon as he was indoors, he was aiming down the scope. I was like, if there was a red dot on top of that scope, I would understand. But the fact it was just he was aiming down the scope. I was like, yeah, that's a little too much. But I did enjoy the action, how he used the recoil of one shot to basically knock someone in the back. It was pretty cool. I like that. I always like the battles, the way they actually use their guns and the way they fight. It seemed like Bob Odenkirk, I think his name is, that guy. I liked how he primarily used like pistols. Christopher Lloyd was more shotguns, which I thought was kind of funny, because he's firing at people like across the street with a shotgun, and it was like, you might nick them, but that's not going to do much damage. So I found that funny. And then of course his brother was using a sniper. I did enjoy that. I enjoy how each one particularly had a select spot. I'm not sure what else to say about this movie. I truly enjoyed it because of the slow burn. It kind of ends on an interesting note, like there might be more. It seems like he's gotten back in the line of work. So that's pretty cool. I do enjoy the family dynamic, though, because it's interesting. The way it starts out is it's all slowly happening. His house gets burgled, and it's still very slow. Nothing really happens. He's about to knock someone out, and then he doesn't. You think he's just like a complete coward, but then he's talking later about the incident, and you start seeing everything he saw. He's talking about the gun. He's talking about how shaky they were, how panicked they were, and then he's telling them, he's basically saying how there were no bullets in the gun. So that's what prevented him from actually swinging. So I actually did enjoy that, even though he didn't know there weren't any bullets in the gun till she turned back around. So yeah, it was one of those things that's just like, you didn't get that line of sight till after she turned back to you, and you were swinging at her when she had her back towards you. So it was one of those things that's just like, yeah, I can accept it, just because it's actually pretty cool. It's showing us that he's understanding everything. He's seeing more than what we're seeing. I actually did enjoy that, the way he's analytical about everything. However, my favorite scenes would have to be during the beginning. When he's hunting for the kitty cat bracelet, he's looking for a tattoo, someone who has a certain tattoo. So he's going from tattoo parlor to tattoo parlor. And in one tattoo parlor, they close the doors, they kind of surround him. And because he's looking, they're like, that's a fake ID, all that kind of stuff. And he's basically talking to him. And as he's trying to start a fight, one of the guys in the tattoo parlor notices his tattoos and realizes that he's part of that secret society, part of that underworld type community. And he basically says, thank you for your service. He beelines it out of there, locks the door behind him with as many latches as there are, stares in through the peephole, and then closes it shut. And it's just like one of those things. It's like, yeah, there's something serious about this guy. There's a hidden past that people can tell by just simple nuances of a tattoo on his wrist. Most people wouldn't get it. It was like a 7 of hearts and a 2 of spades or something like that. I actually thought that was really cool. Little things like that. And the other 3 tattoo people in the tattoo parlor, they're basically looking around, because they're basically look at one another. If that guy was afraid, they didn't start anything. It was like, they are not going to start anything, because one of them immediately saw him, and took off. I mean, that's got to mean a lot if one of them just sees it, takes off in a panic, and locks everyone in the room with them. It's like, yeah, there's something big there. So they basically give them the information. So every time it kind of feeds us more. We think something's going to happen, and it doesn't happen. But I actually like what prevents it from happening. And it's that little Easter egg that there is a past there. There is a secret to his life that nobody knows about in his everyday. And the other one is basically where they're trying to find out who he is. The people that are hunting him are trying to find out who he is. So they basically blackmail someone in the CIA to dig up all the information on him. And they start going through the folders, and it's all black bag. Everything's blacked out. And it's just like, yeah, this guy's serious news. And then they forward everything back to the guy who's going to be hunting him. And the lady who was hired to find it all out basically throws the guy the folder, basically saying, I'm doing this free of charge. Don't bother me. I'm taking off. And because she's terrified, she sees who this guy is. She sees what he's capable of, and runs away. So I do love how basically everything that happens to him, he's turning back on these other people. Because it seems kind of interesting, because there's like one line where he's talking about where he was attacked at home, and he basically yells it to the guy. It's like, you don't do that. You broke the rules. So that's the news to me. Of course, I haven't seen John Wick in forever. I didn't know that you weren't allowed to attack someone in their house. That's actually pretty interesting. I actually find that fascinating and very respectful. It would be basically hold to the code, just like the Commodore of the rules. When you're in that location, you can't do certain things. You're protected. So basically, if you have a home, you're protected there. That would actually be pretty cool. That the war happens outside. The second you set foot outside of your house, outside of the safety, you're free game. So I actually think that's pretty cool. I would like to see more fleshed out world. I would really like to see more. I really do hope it's connected, because I would like to see Christopher Lloyd in more. I really think he should get his own spinoff, because he really deserves more. I have always loved him. Doc Brown, amazing.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles. One more thing. One of the funniest things I found in the movie was every time he was going to basically be telling his origin story or the reason why he left or something to someone, the people he was talking to were basically someone who had attacked him. They were survivors of who attacked him. The people he was talking to always died in the middle of his speech. So the next time he came across survivors, he lined them up, started telling them his story, and he'd always turn around, and then there they were dead. I found that to be funny. It was a little thing that just kept happening over and over, and I enjoyed that, honestly. I thought that was pretty cool. It's just like, yeah, he wants to tell someone, but every time he turns around, they're no longer there. So so at one point, he just like keeps monologuing, and it's for our benefit. It's not so much for them. It's for our benefit, but I enjoyed that little laugh at the fact that he just can't get it out to someone who's gonna live through the whole thing. They always die like part of the way through. Yeah, and one thing I will add is the way it ends is kind of cool. Basically, he's being interviewed by federal agents. That's the way it starts, actually. And they basically get a call and then just stare at him. It makes you know that this dude is back in the game. He's wanted by the three big organizations, the C's. So it's pretty cool. I enjoy that. It was just like, yeah, he's protected from high on up. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.